Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am an alcoholic, and today I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I cannot be any more grateful. I want to continue the conversation from Tuesday night, our Tuesday night crosstalk meeting. If you're not familiar with crosstalk, that's a-okay. Basically, at a high level, what we do is we have folks write down anonymously, by the way, write down any recovery-related topic or question that they would like to hear discussed. And Tuesday night we did this, and there were so many topics that came in that were submitted that we ran out of time. So Drenda and I decided to divide and conquer and discuss these topics on these monologues throughout the course of this week. Topic that came in the other night that I had that I wanted to touch on today: spiritual malady. What does that mean? Well, if we look at the word malady, that means an ailment, a disease, so a problem, right? Put the word spiritual back in front of that means we have a spiritual problem. Alcohol is but a symptom, as the big book says. Alcohol is but a symptom. The real problem is we have a spiritual malady. That's what it was for me. I had a spiritual malady for sure, and I felt bad about the spiritual malady, and I just wanted to stop feeling, and that's why I would drink, and I would try to numb those feelings, numb those emotions. But at the end of the day, for me, it all came back to that spiritual malady. What was that spiritual malady? Well, you got to go back into my history just a little bit. I'm not going to take you too far back because obviously I only have so much time here. But growing up, I had parents who told me that God loved me. God wanted the best for me. God had all these great plans and great things in store for me. And that's what my parents told me. That's what my parents should have told me, right? But then I had a guy in a pulpit telling me that I wasn't good enough, telling me that if I watched anything on TV, I was going to burn in hell, telling me if I went to see the movie E.T., tells you how old I am, right? If I went to see the movie E.T., that I was going to burn in hell. So imagine my confusion. Mom and Dad are telling me God loves me. The pastor in the pulpit is telling me, hey, if you do anything wrong, God's going to send you to hell. If you breathe the wrong way, you're going to be sent to hell. And I remember the conflict in my head, and I also remember my parents telling me, hey, the guy in the pulpit, the pastor, is the voice of God. So I grew up my whole life thinking I was never good enough for God. It's one thing to not be good enough for a human being, but to not be good enough for God? Wow. That's some pretty serious shit, right? Okay, I understand if Jimmy down the street doesn't like me. I'm not good enough for Jimmy. Okay, fine. Have a nice day. We'll see you later. But to believe, grow up understanding fundamentally that God hates you? Man, that was a tough and bitter pill to swallow. And that ultimately became my spiritual malady. That grew into that spiritual malady that I suffered from for 25 plus years. 30 years, really, actually. And at the end of the day, as I just mentioned earlier, that spiritual malady, that disconnection from God, from a creative intelligence of the universe, from whatever you want to call it, a power greater than myself, I felt for so many years that I just wasn't good enough, not just for human beings, but for a higher power. And that was actually what seemed to be the biggest problem in my life, and it seemed to be the biggest contributor to my drinking. Obviously, we were in the month of March. It's AA, at least AA anyway, refers to step 3, the month number to the step number. And of course, step 3 suggests that we came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. I just had a problem believing I was insane, but truth be told, hey, it looks like I kind of was. But I finally came to believe that the God from my childhood is not the same God. The God I was told about, this power of the universe, high power greater than myself, this higher power that I believe in now, was not the same one that I believed growing up. Two totally different entities. Matter of fact, I looking back, I believe now that the God that I was taught about in my childhood is totally, vastly different from the God that I've come to know and understand. And I've practiced for almost the last 4 years, I've practiced fostering and growing that relationship with that power greater than myself, that God of my own understanding. And that is what the big book means on page 85 when it says, what we really have is a daily reprieve contingent upon the maintenance of our spiritual condition. And that's what I got today, a daily reprieve. I got another day to live my life clean and sober, free from any alcohol whatsoever. And I remember coming into the rooms thinking, man, you mean I'm never going to be able to drink again? And now I get to say, man, I don't ever have to drink again. And that, if anything else, excites me beyond belief. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I cannot be any more appreciative. If there's a topic you'd like to hear discussed, feel free to drop it into an email, Drew, D-R-E-W, at recoveryclassroom.org. I'll take a look at it, see what we can do. Also, feel free to share these videos on your Facebook page, Instagram, so any type of social media. We're out there. You can also visit our website, recoveryclassroom.org, and to catch some of these videos, these monologues from Brenda and myself. So we'll be talking again soon, guys. Remember, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.